Good morning, everyone. Today we begin our new chapter named Daddy Fell into the Pond. It is a poem written by Alfred Noyes. Before we begin the chapter, let's get some understanding about the poet Alfred Noyes. Alfred Noyes was an English poet. He published his first book of poem in 1902, and in years from 1903 to 1930 he published another five more volumes of poetry. Now we are discussing about this particular poem, Daddy Fell into the Pond. It was in 1952 in the book for children by Noyes. He wrote the poem Daddy Fell into the Pond. The title has remained a favorite for children since then. Now let's get some understanding, more understanding about the poem before we begin our session. The poem Daddy Fell into the Pond is a simple and yet sweet poem that entertains both children and adults at the same time. Any person who reads the poem would be at a smile by the end of the poem. It shows the love of a father and how innocent the children are, and how a father would do anything just to see his kids being happy. This poem is split into three stanzas. Now let's begin the chapter. It's about the poem Daddy Fell into the Pond. This poem describes a funny incident. Read it and you will learn about humor in writing. Everyone grumbled, the sky was grey, we had nothing to do and nothing to say. We were nearing the end of a dismal day, and there seemed to be nothing beyond. Then Daddy fell into the pond. Now let's read once more. Everyone grumbled, the sky was grey. We had nothing to do and nothing to say. We were nearing the end of a dismal day, and there seemed to be nothing beyond. Then Daddy fell into the pond. Here, there are two words which is there. The first word is decimal. The textbook itself is given for the meaning. Let's see what is the meaning of the two words in the first answer. First answer, the word is decimal means miserable. Decimal means miserable. And beyond means further on. Beyond means further on. Let us see. Now let's go to the same stanza again and have understanding about the poem. In the first, as I told you in the very beginning, the poem is split into three stanzas. Three stanza means three, and just para it is three are there. The first stanza gives a clear clarity that the children and all other family members were feeling bored and such there were nothing great to done on the day. So almost all of them were out to enjoy the day. So they were getting bored. Here the word is grumbled. The word is grumbled means, what do you mean by grumbled? They were complaining about the sky was grey. That means the day was not at all suitable for them to enjoy it. Nobody had anything to do or anything to talk about, and the day was just passing like any other boring day. And that is when suddenly they all hear, Daddy fell into the pond. See, the lines are very clear. We are nearing to the end decimal day, and there seems to be nothing beyond. It means here the day also same as the another day, completely boring. By the time then suddenly something happened. Daddy fell into the pond. They all hear Daddy fall into the pond. I hope it is clear for you. I will explain just as a summary of this paragraph into two or three sentences. Then you would get little more idea about it. The poem, as I told, the poem split into three stanzas. The first stanza gives clear clarity that the children and all other families were out all feeling bored and such. There was nothing great to be done on that day. See, the condition, the atmosphere was not at all suitable for them to enjoy the day. Nobody had nothing to do and anything to talk about, and the days was just passing by like any other boring day. And that is when suddenly, though the day was so boring, they don't feel anything to enjoy, they don't know anything to talk. So what happened? Suddenly they all hear daddy falling into the pond. Now just look at the textbook, can see the father is falling into the pond. The daddy, the father is falling into the pond. That we can easily find it out. Now, dear students, you just write it down these two words in your notebook. And the third word is grumbled means complained. Decimal means miserable. Beyond means further on. Please write it down these three words in your notebook. And let's move to the next stanza, the second stanza. Let's see what is there in the second stanza of this poem. And everyone's face grew merry and bright, and Timothy danced for sheer delight. Give me the camera, quick, oh, quick, is crawling out the duckweed click. Let's read once more. And everyone's face grew merry and bright, and Timothy danced for sheer delight. Give me the camera, quick, oh, quick, he is crawling out of the duckweed click. Now, let us see what is there in the second stanza of this poem. The second stanza portrays the immediate reflexes of the members of family when daddy falls into the pond. Some were merry and some laugh over. So they got, though they do not have any type of enjoyment, but when daddy falls into the water, they all a kind of enjoyment. We can't say that it's completely enjoyment, but all were got excited. Some are merry, some laughs over, some get so excited that they shout at each other to get the camera for a natural kick and a ball. So they asked each other to get the camera, let's have a click on, to take a pic, take a photo of this particular incident. Timothy dances out of pure ecstasy. Just fall by daddy into the pond could create such a ripples of joy around, isn't it? It made the situation made a joy around them, among them, that has been clicked at the several poses of his climbing back from the pond. So they themselves clicked the photos. The several attempts had been made by his father to climbing back from the pond. All these moments have been clicked in the camera. So I will explain once more what is in the second stanza of the poem. The second stanza portrays the immediate reflexes of the members of family when daddy falls into the pond. Some are merry, some laughs over. Some get so excited that they shout at each other to get the camera for a natural click. The dog to get a natural click, and above all, the dog in the house, Timothy dances out of pure ecstasy. Just fall by daddy into the pond could create such a great ripples of joy around. See, the incident happened and made an happy moment around them, that he has been clicked several poses of his climbing back from the pond. The person who tried to make so many poses, he clicked so many photos, how the father climbing back from the pond. So I hope you understand first two stanza of this poem. This poem actually written by Albert Noyes, written by uh, The person named, as I told you, that it is written by Alfred Noyes. So just have a read about these two stanza whenever you get time. Try to understand. So that's enough for today. I wish, thank you. Have a nice day.